I mean, most likely you're kind of like pushing towards 4. And, you know, like finding a creative fixture misdrops, especially for like players that may be used to, you know, like cheese race or other kind of forms where like it forces you to be efficient, like piece by piece without speed really being a factor, may kind of just assume, I'll just be more efficient, right? But when you have to be playing this fast, it really puts a testament to when you're able to find the fixes and find the out like Vince just did.
Turtle's out looking a little bit more complicated. They have a couple of skims, but not looking good.
Yep.
Hi, I'm a new Tetris player. Does routing bastions help my LS? Absolutely, algebra. Definitely. 100%.
From notable player, algebra. Oh, there we go. All right. Turtle able to make sure to get that all spin in time. And also in a couple of instances, and I feel like I remember Blar doing this the most of top players, but I saw Turtle in a couple of instances, and actually, as I called it out, you can see on a T-spin, instead of just using, you know, one rotation to turn the T sideways, one rotation to turn it down, and then hard dropping, you'll see like an extra like rotate around and then back to facing downward. And usually I think players tend to do that just for the added consistency, especially like if you accidentally were to misdrop the T piece or like put it like one column too far. Having those extra inputs can sometimes be a little bit more insurance to make sure that you're not placing that T piece where you don't want it to go. And it's good to see that extra little consistency measure from Turtle as well.
And we do see Turtle with the back-to-back advantage. They do break. The 36 spike comes through, and that's enough to find them their first point.
Actually, kind of surprising that Turtle did not take first blood in this round. Vince was up 2-0. I'm going to be doing the typical TD openers that, again, very strong in the guideline and limited handling forms of this game. Oh, gets the TD, okay. Fortunate that there was no unnecessary holds, because that would have been the end of Vince for that round.
And now we see Turtle with the back-to-back advantage, that -9 on Vince's board, but Vince is going to try to fight against this. I don't know if this is an uphill battle, but yeah, Vince is going to break. Turtle up at the top with the break, but not too much follow-up.
Fantastic play from Vince. Built up surge to contest what Turtle had in the kitchen, sent it off preemptively to make sure that Turtle was on the defensive, and then just got to use all the incoming clean garbage to secure the KO. Wonderfully done.
Amazing macro right there. That is so clean. Very well calculated.
That's the experience showing from Vince.
Exactly.
How did that all spin the entire thing? There were like 4 different pieces that were used in that spin. That's got to be a little like Warlock training at play. Oh, the eye piece is so late there for Turtle.
Yeah, Turtle had a misdrop, didn't quite clean it up in time. Vince probably noticed the unfortunate board state, and again, a well-timed spike.
A lovely way that Vince is able to keep the all spin in that build. Turtle right now just kind of doing a bit of DL LST blitz. Is working out for the attack per minute.
The misdrop from Vince
and that might actually work out for the rounds.
Seal the round. It does.
All right. Again, yeah, Turtle still grabbing some rounds, but Vince is the player making a little bit more headway towards this first to 11.
Both players setting up their C-spins. Vince ripping it first.
I'm not sure if Vince misdropped the I spin or if that was just an intentional kind of opted not to go for it for some reason. I mean, regardless, it's worked out. I think just one subtle misdrop on Turtle's end, and unfortunately, trying to clear that up when Vince is also launching that entire onslaught of an attack is just not going to be feasible. TKI on the right side.
7-2 well. Look at how much was just set up there for Turtle.
Yep.
Well played, but also just a little bit of RNG.
I mean, sometimes, again, we've got a first to 11 rounds. There's going to be some RNG in some of these plays. I think Turtle hoping to accept a little more garbage, but Vince as well, also a patient player looking to upstack for some of that.
Vince with the 33 spike to try to pressure Turtle here. Turtle breaks, but not exactly in a dire situation quite yet.
And how did Vince get surged so quickly as well after that initial, just like let it rip and then had another 5+ surge, just like ready on the back end? Ooh, nearly had an all-clear opportunity on Vince's board. Does have to let go of surge prematurely. It was not a good way to downstack this fast, and that's going to be the game. Turtle able to grab another. This lead cuts to 1.
And this is an amazing comeback so far from Turtle. Vince started to run away with this in the beginning. Turtle showing us exactly why they were second place in the most recent TWC, but Vince showing us exactly why they're Vince. So this could go either way.
All right, yep, Turtle has the ability to downstack, but opted not to clear the well with the J piece, and unfortunately trying to look for something a little bit more efficient than just getting that double. Unfortunately, with the amount of garbage coming in from Vince, that just immediate get down was what Turtle needed, and that decision against is what cost him.
Turtle with the early break and Vince with the bad board state. Some misdrops there didn't exactly go the way that they wanted, and Turtle keeping this close.
Yeah, the fact that this lead is I think the largest it was when it was 1-4 in Vince's favor. Vince grabbing the early all clear, which again has a subtle boost to the all spin. Oh no. Yep.
And we're all tied up.
It is crazy how it's like one misdrop in that first 3 to 4, third or fourth bag of pieces. But sometimes you just know that Turtle is raring and ready to go with plenty more garbage where that came from.
Neither player really building up that back-to-back quite yet. Turtle doing a lot of skimming. And then Vince with the break.
Ooh, Vince. Boomerang. Ooh, that was a really nice kind of... Didn't really get too much of a multiplier necessarily on that option, but...
Vince was just struggling to ice spin right there, and it did almost kill him, so... Glad he figured that one out, but Turtle with the break.
Oh.
The 13 doesn't really do too much to Vince.
Yeah, Turtle had the aggressive play, was trying to kind of force the disadvantage there onto Vince's side by accepting a lot of garbage, launching surge, and trying to get the extra credit, but just did not have the kind of, multiplier or extra damage sent from cleaning up that remaining garbage that was necessary. And Vince with a much better board state able to take the round. But in this case, Turtle has plenty of garbage to clean things up, and we get the Osu do 7-7, and we are now 1st to 4 to our win condition for both Turtle and Vince.
Vince struggling to ice spin again. That's just, I guess, not in the cards today. Is Vince getting the ice spin correct?
Man. And we did see the ice spin whiff earlier as well from Vince. This might just be it's just not the ice spin day today. I don't know.
I mean, it's hard.
Oh,
It's nice to see the top players struggling with that too. It makes me feel less of an idiot. But the 29 spike comes out from Vince, and it looks like they were about to set up a DT, but keeping it tied up yet again.
Vince literally was barely 80 pieces down and almost 100 attack out of those 80-something pieces. I was going to comment that the eye pieces seemed perfect for Vince's board, but honestly, that efficiency was probably necessary given everything that Turtle's been sending. And just as likewise, Turtle starting to pull things in their favor. Currently has the advantage 9 games to Vince's 8. A little bit of burst there from the TD from Vince. But recovers some very nice
advantage. The Z-spin triple for style points. But the misdrop on the side, look at that Z piece. That's going to force the break, and now the -9 is sitting on Vince's board as Vince is trying to pressure Turtle to break. Not exactly working here as Turtle's just continuing to build up that back-to-back. The -16 on Vince's board as he's just trying to find something, get some T-spins. The combo down stack is going to force the break, but is it enough? Oh,
I know!
That was so close.
With the way the garbage was coming in, I don't think there was a survival option for Vince. But and again, like I know Vince did not have Surge being that high up on the board, but Vince was absolutely just looking for something strong to force Turtle to pop Surge before Turtle wanted to, and it worked. But unfortunately, the Surge by that point was just so strong that Vince did not have any way of kind of living through that spike. But we managed to get that premature Surge pop. This time around, Turtle might get held up a little bit by this garbage. There's not a lot of opportunity to use some eyepieces to get down.
And it is still match point for Turtle, but absolutely doable for Vince.
There
is no deuce. There is no deuce. This is just a straight up first to 11. So was
to decide a first to 11?
That was like a Trinity-ish setup. That was like a 3 teaspoon setup from Turtle, who misdrops right afterwards and is going to give Vince an opening, and the misdrop on the J, the misdrop on the S, and it is just cinema in this tiebreaker.
All right, yeah. Honestly, yeah. Many first to 11s end up having deuce. This is probably the most stressful game 21 we're going to have for a TETR.IO major. Because especially both Turtle and Vince have worked incredibly hard just to get to this point, and
the misdrop is what ends it there. I can't say I'm surprised that it came down to a misdrop, because so many of those rounds did the exact same thing, but it is just so sad to see. GG is always exciting to watch those two play.
Again, very well done to both Turtle and Vince. And actually, looking at the kind of post-game stats breakdown, Turtle actually sending more garbage and receiving less, showing that they were definitely more offensive-oriented in the match. But Vince is kind of no stranger to playing at a speed disadvantage and taking time to figure out the best course of action. And ultimately, a little bit of that and slightly less misdrops, which I don't want to say it was a lot less, because both players definitely had their fair share throughout the set, but just that slight extra bit of consistency. And Vince takes it, guarantees a spot in our top 3, and makes it into winners finals to play Gohan later today.